Face-off, intersection, U-turn, and Vortex. Furthering the tactical intensity of 1v1, 2v2, and 3v3 matchups, each map tests an entirely different set of skills. Intersection's parallel storefronts lead to shootouts across the open street. U-turn's vehicular graveyard obstructs visuals and encourages frequent ambush. And Vortex's mixture of open ground and overgrown shrubbery continuously shifts the pace of combat. First, we have intersection. 4 buildings circle a large cross street. A bookstore and jeweler on one side, a movie theatre and diner on the other. With an accessible second story, the diner offers a key vantage point. A long-range loadout can cover a significant portion of the street below, allowing you to tag enemy players from a distance and call out their positions to your teammates. With so much interior space, aerial killstreaks will have a difficult time hitting their targets. Ground-based attacks like the sentry gun and IMS are generally more effective deterrents to enemy movement. If you favour support, ballistic vests and the remote sentry provide powerful options for heavy ground combat. When moving around the map, equip SITREP to avoid getting caught by explosives. Hold back on sprinting across the map, or else you may come face to face with an enemy around a corner. Once the area is secure, get in position and set up a crossfire with your teammates. When the enemy tries to attack, open up from multiple angles and push them back with ease. Next up, U-turn. A militarized highway cuts across a burning oil field, with damaged vehicles strewn about 4 vertical lanes. Minimal overhead cover increases the threat of aerial killstreaks, and the surrounding clutter makes detection much more difficult. Refrain from sticking to one spot, and instead sweep the area in search of enemy players. Keep a steady pace with your teammates and scan the horizon for movement. During engagements, consider the impact proficiency, or a noticeable damage increase through vehicles, with the additional penetration easily piercing through their thin metal frames. For defensive needs, your team should always have an anti-aircraft class on hand. The central shelter below the road is too confined for reliable overhead cover, so it's vital that you have the best aerial defense available should the enemy start calling in air support. If you'd rather run a more mobile secondary weapon, consider using the SAM turret for a powerful aerial counter. To improve your chance of success, stick to the sight lines that best complement your current loadout. While SMGs and shotguns can dominate in the center, the outside lanes offer more open views for long-range classes to lock down the perimeter. Coordinate your team's positioning for the most effective line of attack, and build up those point streaks to secure the lead. Lastly, Vortex. An old ranch house is threatened by the approach of a raging tornado. The north side stretches along an open field, with a cornfield concealing movement in the west and a central hill blocking lines of sight to the south. The southern house and sprawling bush line intensifies combat within a tighter area, forcing players into thin choke points with minimal maneuverability. The house plays a vital role, with the darkened front porch and nearby shed providing visual cover from open combat. Between the north and south, a thin dirt road gives access to either side, a handy path for moving away from the hotly contested perimeter. Vortex's open skies easily complement the use of aerial killstreaks. Head to the south to quickly build up kills in frequent skirmishes, and then pull back to the northern fields to cautiously pick off targets from a distance, building up to powerful killstreaks along the way. If the enemy gets wise, switch to a specialist loadout and prowl the environment with Stalker, Steady Aim and Blast Shield for a fast-fighting, defensive loadout. With the right mixture of offensive and defensive capabilities, the Tornado will be the least of your enemy's worries. For each map, always consider the specific layout and pacing involved. Adjust your classes to best fit the environment and coordinate loadouts with your teammates for the most optimal approach. Be aggressive when you're in the lead and pull back when the score tightens up. If you can control the pace, you control the match. Fight on your own terms, disrupt your opponent's plays, and work together to keep the battle in your favour. Know each map's layout, and this next duel will add another notch to your belt.